So we got a little bit of a surprise last week with Sekou Kone joining Manchester United. The deal agreed, done. £1 million, which is not a transfer fee that you see very often at the moment. There are add-ons based on performances, but a £1 million fee for an 18-year-old Mali international, considered to be a little bit of a smart investment. The sort of buy that we all look and go, why don't United ever sign someone like that? Just take a gamble on somebody, and we've done it. So everyone was asking me to react to it last week, and I didn't know him from Adam. So I've had to do a little bit of research, and now I'll give you my opinion on him if you would like to continue watching this video. So, 18-year-old, 5'10" is what he's reported as, even though I think he carries himself maybe a slight bit bigger. Obviously joining United, central defensive midfielder. And some of this analysis has come from the @BackOTN account and some of it from the limited footage that I can find on the likes of YouTube and stuff like that. Now, from what it looks like, he's got an engine and he covers the ground really, really well, gets himself about the pitch, and that physicality for an 18-year-old is actually top end. And I think it, especially given the sort of strength and the way he throws himself into stuff, you don't see him getting shrugged off the ball. He really seems to impose himself on others in the game, which is not something that you see from a lot of 18-year-olds. He's very aggressive in his tackling. He seems to understand how to use the limbs that he's got, a little bit unconventional, to his own advantage. And he gets those limbs and those long legs to be able to cover an insane amount of distance, and seems to make it work for him, winning the ball back when probably other players couldn't. Now, on the ball, he likes to be a bit forward thinking. He is a progressive carrier rather than a passer, and he seems to want to break the line with a dribble and a carry rather than playing a through ball. And he's got a pretty good disguise in his game as well. He doesn't telegraph what he's going to do, and that element of unpredictability is a real good thing to have when he's on the ball. Right, listen up everyone, we've all got our own bad habits, right? Whether it's biting your nails, spending too much time on your phone, or, you know, the other one. It's tough to break free. But what if I told you there was a new healthy way to handle certain cravings? Introducing Fume. Now, that's the sponsor of today's video, and it's a leader in the flavoured air category. And it's a revolutionary flavoured air device. It smells like chewing gum. Right, it smells awesome, to be fair. It's a revolutionary flavoured air device that is designed to be the perfect alternative and an enjoyable way to fill that void in a natural, guilt-free way, giving you something to reach for without any of the downsides. Now, it's an award-winning flavoured air device, and it's actually really cool looking, and it's quite satisfying to use. It's really well made, it's quite weighty, it's got a high quality design, and it looks cool. It's not addictive, there's no nicotine, no batteries, no toxic flavors, and it's a pretty good way to replace a bad habit with a good one. Now, you can get all sorts of different flavors. There's cinnamon hearts, there's black licorice, there's going to be something for everyone. This is spearmint, and it's pretty popular because it's refreshing, gives a nice clean sensation without none of the guilt. It draws flavor into your mouth, not your lungs. It's total guilt-free alternative if you're trying to ditch a bad habit. There's no vapor, you can use it anywhere, and it's going to help with things like anxiety. There's all sorts of magnets, snaps and clicks, and all you got to do is sort of spin it around and adjust how much airflow comes in. If you've got a bit of a habit that you're trying to kick, then this is a bit of a game changer. If you're looking to replace a bad habit with something new and something that's guilt-free, then there's over 300,000 people have had a bit of a success story with trying it, and there's a limited time only. If you use the code Stephen Howson, that's STEPHENHOWSON, then you're going to get a free Fume base when you order your journey pack. So head over to tryfume.com. That's tryfum.com. Use the code Stephen Howson or scan the QR code on the screen to get your free Fume base right now. Now, I would also say that he seems to have a little bit of a temperament and confidence in him to sort of to not rush what he's doing, a little bit of composure. He seems to draw in a little bit of pressure before going against the defender's momentum. Real clever. And again, doing that at 18, listen, there is a rawness to him that you've got to see what he's going to be like in English football, let alone in the Premier League. But he seems pretty decent, and he circulates the ball nice. He seems to be looking for his teammates. I like what he's bringing there. He's decent at receiving the ball. He likes to carry it, like I said, rather than passing. He does pass, but, you know, it's not his go-to. It looks like he's going to try and drive with it. He's got decent distance of passing. That'll change, or that'll be tested as he gets into the Premier League. He's not going to have the time to get his head up like he has in some of the clips that I've seen, at least. Anyway, he does like to switch it, which I like. Find the isolated winger or a fullback rather than keeping it going the same way, and I like that. And I think as a six, there's weaknesses to his game, and one of the weaknesses, possibly because of where he's coming from, but I think it's the sort of thing that would get massively exposed in his game. It's also the sort of thing that, as an 18-year-old, it ain't that drastic, and it's something that he can absolutely work on. He gets a bit carried away, and that might be because he knows he's good, and he's trying to play with a little bit of risk and trying to play on the edge of his ability. But he does get a little bit carried away at times. He gets too far forward. He gets caught out of position. I think he can also be a little bit too aggressive when going in for a challenge. He does go to ground, and he occasionally gets bypassed. Now, the fact that he's got these big long legs and ridiculous recovery pace saves him. But it's the sort of thing that you would hope improves with age, with experience, with coaching, with tactics. But it's there. So we're not going to pretend it isn't. It's there. You can see it in the videos. There is a rawness to how he plays. Now, overall, I think it's a smart addition for United, and I think it's a smart acquisition from United. Once again, showing that intent to develop our own players rather than purchase them. And he could be a real good partner for Mainoo in the future. And if he is, then that's a fantastic piece of business, getting him in for £1 million. United scouts have never really been the issue. It's finding someone that's going to listen to them. But what I would say is Sekou Kone, from the glimpses that are out there, there's potential. Now, whether he realises that potential or not, that's another thing. Sometimes English football is a little bit too much for some people, but he does have the tools to be able to play it at a fast pace and a fast game, and it might actually suit him. But he's going to have to do a lot of learning and a lot of maturing, and if he does, well, there might be a player here. Either way, I think it's worth the gamble. £1 million ain't nothing to mess with. So I'm excited to see how he does in a United shirt. Let me know your thoughts on him in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one. Laters. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.